everyone, this is Neetal Jain with Book for Books, and today I will read out to you a very exciting story. It's about quarantine, but it has a different edge and a twist. This time, the protagonist is not stuck at her home, but she's stuck somewhere else. So let's start with the story. Love in the midst of pandemic. It was time for her evening walk on a gloomy Thursday evening in April. She forced herself out of the show she was binge watching and grabbed her canvas shoes. She walked all the way to the temple 1 kilometer away and then another 1 kilometer to the homestay to settle in for her coffee. Is Arvind around? She asked the housekeeper Muniappa. No, Meera, he went out for a bit. He will be back only by 7, he replied. Well, might as well finish my coffee and read a book. Maybe Arvind will be back by the time I end it. The evenings got dark very quickly in Coorg. 1 minute it was bright at 4 p.m. and by 6:30 p.m. it felt like it was late at night. She was still sipping her second cup of Coorgi traditional coffee when she looked outside the window and saw Arvind arrive in his car. Sorry if you had to wait. I went to check on some relatives at the hospital, he informed. After a few minutes of chatter, she asked Arvind about the transportation that was currently available as the localite could talk to the bus drivers to find out what is functioning and where. Sorry, Meera, no change yet. They said their goodbyes when Arvind said, let me show you the hidden waterfall tomorrow. I go there for a hike in the monsoons when it is in its entire glory, but it is not that bad in summers too. She spent the next day hiking to the hidden waterfall with Arvind, and he was right. It was tucked away in the midst of hills, and it was a short waterfall that ended in a small river. Such a calming sight for a turbulent mind. We should bring the others here. They would like this place, she suggested. Well, I thought I could show you first. Let's bring them tomorrow. The rest of the days went by with the hikes and chatting over coffee in Arvind's homestay. She had come to Coorg for a 1-week vacation just before the pandemic. She had heard so much about the pandi curry, the amazing coffee, the lovely weather, and it was perfect for a solo trip. When the week ended, she found out she was going to be stuck here for a while. She met Arvind only the day she arrived, as he travelled a lot for work to multiple cities, but the situation had forced him to come back to Coorg. She and a few more guests were stuck together in his homestay, but he did not seem to mind. He generously reduced the day charges of the guests, and when it crossed a month, he stocked up the place with everything they needed to protect themselves and offered rides to the hospital whenever they needed to go. He was truly a perfect host. It was May now and Meera was in terrible mood. She didn't show up for coffee in the evening that day. Arvind knocked on her door during dinner time and she refused to open. Hey Meera, everyone's really worried about you. You didn't come all day down, and Muniappa told me you didn't eat any lunch either. Is something wrong? Meera gently opened the door and motioned that she did not want to talk about it. Arvind sensed this was one of her bad days and decided to talk about something lighter. He told her all about the traditional Coorgi weddings, why the well is a part of it, the history behind it, etc., etc. She was distracted enough to let go of her negative feelings for the state of the world that day and came back to the hall area to play rummy with other guests. They were all like a family now. The days dragged on forever in fear and anticipation, but Arvind's presence made it all bearable. His gentle smile and love for the outdoors gave him a breath of fresh air. She came on a solo trip but ended with 5 friends as family. Finally, the day arrived where they could all be leaving. Relief washed over all of them when they confirmed their bus timings and day. She was packing with a heavy heart that travelling back to Coorg was not going to happen this year, but she was more than happy to go back home. Were you saving this outfit for a special occasion? Arvind asked as they were waiting for the bus to pick them up. No, I wore this just yesterday, she replied. I don't remember it, but your face mask matches the skirt. A little too dressed up in these times, he joked. As the time for the bus was arriving, Meera decided it was now or never. Hey Arvind, do you want to come to Bangalore sometime? When all of this ends, like to catch up, if you have time to catch up. He took a few seconds to react, and Meera was wondering why she asked a man to travel to another city just to catch up. Silly, right? I know. He smiled and said, absolutely, but I would consider it as a date. So this is how the story ended. She found her home in someone else and somewhere else. It was very different and I really enjoyed it. And if you have anything to say to me, please put it in the comment section below. Thank you.